Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
I decided to add praise dancers onto my program, and then the following week, this guy adds kid praise dancers to his program.
Can I address
You're
that?
saying you have a lock on praise dancers? You think you're the only church that does that? In my courtroom, it's about equity and fairness. Did you slap him?
I did slap him.
Stop. In that scenario, who should pay for it? Justice should be more than just some foreign concept. I actually want you to learn something. You don't provoke people when they're dealing with issues involving their mental health. Now, as a parent, that's the takeaway.
Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Pastor Marcus Dowling claims a fellow pastor made defamatory remarks about him on a radio show and says it caused him to lose a sponsorship deal. Pastor Dowling is suing Pastor Jeffrey Stiles in the amount of $20,000.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties have been sworn, Your Honor.
Third Deputy Thomas. Mr. Dowling, prove your case, sir.
I'm suing Stiles here for $20,000 for ruining my reputation.
And I know you all are from Texas. The maximum in small claims cases in Texas is $20,000, and you just happen to be suing for every single penny.
That's right.
All right. Why $20,000 as it relates to Mr. Stiles?
Well, I had a sponsorship that was $20,000 a year. Stiles, because of his rumors lying about me on his radio show, caused me to lose my last year contract.
Okay.
It was a 2-year contract.
Let's talk about how you ended up getting the sponsorship for $20,000.
I'm a pastor at a church of Mablean, for about 5 years now.
Okay.
And everything was going so well that
Did you know Mr. Stiles? Or
I visited his church once, and
Okay.
when I visited his church, I asked if he wanted a pastor assistant, but he kind of just brushed me off.
Is that true?
Well, it wasn't necessarily a brush off.
Yes, it was.
I just realized that.
Come on, Pastor, tell the truth and shame the devil.
Most definitely. That's what I'm here for. I'm a humble servant of the Lord Jesus Christ.
All right.
And I'm here to do His work.
All right.
And when this man approached me, I just felt his energy wasn't going to be productive for my flock.
How do we get to this issue of the sponsorship?
Well, our churches are competitive churches, so we're about 3 miles away from each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're both Methodist churches.
Yes.
For some odd reason, he would send people into my church from his church to spy on me. And how I know this,
I was getting ready to say, why couldn't they just be going to worship?
well, I was hoping so, but you know,
What makes you conclude that they were spies? What were they spying on?
oh man.
How you gave your ministry for that day? Or
For sure. I decided to add praise dancers onto my program, and then the following week, this guy adds kid praise dancers to his program.
Can I address
You're
that?
saying you have a lock on praise dancers? You think you're the only church that does that? You thought that because he started having praise dancers that he was copying you.
Oh, there's many things he copied me.
Okay, because that one is not strong.
Okay, well,
And did you not have praise dancers and then you decided to have
I've
them
had
later?
praise dancers.
Okay, you saw that as he was somehow stole this idea from you, Pastor.
well, it was many things that he stole from my program.
Give me another one.
I had got a really good deal with this catering company that was helping families with repassing food.
Yes.
Now he has them every Sunday.
But I had the catering company first.
Wait, when you say you had the company, how did you know if he had them before or not?
Sister Johnson would come back and tell me everything about this man.
Okay. We are talking about godly people, right?
We are.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And we are talking about both of you being pastors.
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not reading this wrong because something about this situation feels
Well, I would hear
a little
all these
anti-spirituality.
So
No.
I would hear a lot of rumors that he was saying about me on his radio show.
Doesn't the Bible talk about rumors?
So I ignored
Most
it.
definitely.
I ignored the rumors. He was saying that I was adultery. He was saying that
That you engage he said you engaged in adultery.
in that my church have bed bugs and termites. He would say
Bed bugs and termites at the church.
And then he also would say that I was misusing the church funds.
Let me go to Pastor Stiles.
Yes, sir.
At
Yes,
some
sir.
point, did you mention something about Pastor Dowling's church having bed bugs and termites.
Yes, I did. At the time, we both shared time slots with the radio station. He had the Sunday show, I had the Monday show. My show was right after the next day after his, and I would get bombarded with calls about things he said in his show or his sermons, because his sermons were live, and most of my show was answering what he had done. And
the person that's the host of a show usually dictates the contents of that show.
Indeed.
You could have talked about anything.
Coming up on America's Court.
You're gossiping.
No.
You're throwing shade.
I'm just revealing what was
In this moment, you should be experiencing some revelation. Pun intended.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Pastor Marcus Dowling, who is suing Pastor Jeffrey Stiles for defamation of character.
Why are you spending the time that you're on the radio ministering to those who are listening, talking about another pastor?
Well, let me give you the format, Your Honor.
Okay.
My show, I had gospel news, I had top 10 gospel songs, and the last section of my show was Ask Pastor Jeff, and that's where the questions came in.
And people are calling your show,
yes,
asking questions about another pastor.
Yes.
And you felt it was appropriate to comment about another pastor as opposed to focusing them on, well, why are you so into that pastor's business? Let's talk about what's going on with your marriage. Let's find out what's going on in your business and where are you struggling. I'm not here to comment on another pastor. I'm here to have a conversation with you that others that are listening can be fortified by that.
Yes, Your Honor, but
you chose to go a different direction.
The Lord
that doesn't speak to you being a pastor.
Well,
because you're gossiping.
No.
You're throwing shade. And I'm just trying to understand, why are you taking so much time talking about this man, this pastor?
Well, when I was bombarded with the calls about this young man,
and your callers decide what you talk about?
Yes, it was.
Do the people at your church decide what your sermon's going to be when you give it on Sunday?
No.
Who makes that decision?
I make the decision.
And boom goes the dynamite. Oh. You're the person in control. You're the leader. They're looking to you for guidance.
Right, but the segment is called Ask Pastor Jeff.
Right. So you can choose to answer in a way that's more godly. And I'm not some deep religious person, but I understand the concept of spirituality. And I'm not seeing it from either one of you. Or if you even had an issue with him, man to man, he's only 3 miles away, why don't you go to him directly? And then when it's Ask the Pastor segment, you go, you know what, I had some issues with this pastor, man to man, pastor to pastor, we had a conversation. Flock, this is how you should resolve issues. If anything, you're just creating a mess,
well,
as opposed to giving a message.
Right.
There was an issue about his marital status.
Yes.
You're commenting about someone else's marital status.
Yes.
And what did you say?
I said he's married, and he's going through a divorce, and his wife is in California, but he's currently dating in the city of Texas City.
You felt that was your place?
Yes, the truth.
What was the issue that was a lie?
There was no lie. There was no lie.
No,
that's
what I'm saying is you said the truth as if, were you denying publicly that you weren't married?
No. I'm in the process of a divorce right now. Yes,
okay.
I am dating.
So you were married, separated.
Yes.
Still married. In the process of a divorce.
Divorce just finalized.
You are way too into his business, Pastor. Why was that even an issue? Your marital status.
That I don't know, but that was one of the lies that he was going around telling people.
Well, why do you think he was talking about you?
I have no. I feel that he wanted to compete against me in the church.
You mean in terms of the radio show?
All of it.
Who had the radio station first?
He did.
Program. You had it.
Yes, sir.
And then they hired you.
On the same radio station, yes.
Okay. But you guys weren't competing on the station, were you?
No. My radio show was just basically my sermons on Sunday mornings.
Okay.
And the reruns came in on Monday mornings, which cut into his radio time.
Yes.
He had a certain segment of time,
Yes.
and they started running your sermons on his time?
Because it was doing so well, they offered me for reruns on Monday mornings from 7 to 8 during drive time. I thought it would be a good idea.
But you had been on from 7 to 8.
I was on from 7 to 11
And so
on Mondays.
And you went from 7
I went from 7 to 11 to 8 to 11. I had no problem with that.
They cut
Clearly
an
you
hour
did.
out of your time and gave it to him.
Yes.
You had a problem with that.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
You had a problem with that. Because that makes sense to me. Because we're all flawed. We're all sinners. And you were like, how is this guy going to come in and take my hour? What was the other thing that caused problems for you? You said something about mishandling money.
Right. I mean, I
Were
don't
you?
know. Why would I?
What did you say about him mishandling money?
At his church, they pay him a stipend. He has no marketable skill. He does not earn a wage. At my church, I have a full-time job. I'm an electric engineer that I make my salary. My flock does not pay me to serve them.
Okay, his flock has decided they won't do it your way. They're going to do it the way they want to do it.
Yes.
You are way too into what's going on with him, Pastor.
Okay.
Were you saying anything about him?
No. No.
Is that true?
Not to my knowledge, no.
From where I sit, do you see that that could be slightly problematic when I got two pastors in a 3-mile radius of each other and one pastor saying some things about the other, but the other isn't saying anything about the one that's talking about him?
I'm just revealing what was the, what
So
was given me to.
in this moment, you should be experiencing some revelation. Pun intended.
Okay.
Coming up on America's Court.
When you said money's being mismanaged, what were you referring to?
I was referring to the flock paying the stipend.
You think he's the only church that the flock does that?
I'm not sure. I'm in Texas City.
But if you're not sure, then why go on the airways and make disparaging remarks?
This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Pastor Marcus Dowling, who is suing Pastor Jeffrey Stiles for defamation of character.
Ultimately, you're suing them for $20,000 because of what?
The local car dealership sponsored me about $20,000 a year.
Meaning they were going to run their ads on your radio show?
As long as my radio show was doing well and
Did the show stop doing well?
the show canceled.
Why did it get canceled?
This gentleman right here was
Your
just telling
ratings
lies.
went down, not because
My ratings started going down.
Why is it that Pastor Stiles is responsible for your ratings
I don't
going
have
down?
any proof, but I do feel that he was bad-talking me, bad-mouthing me, and him and the radio director had a really good relationship.
Okay.
And I feel that he had something to do with that.
Ultimately, you're saying he defamed you, and he should be
Absolutely.
punished in the form of compensation because the defamation resulted in you losing a gig.
Absolutely.
And you're saying that because he was saying these things over the airways, he committed slander, which is when you give oral statements.
Absolutely.
In order to have that, you have to have a statement that's being put out as factual when in fact it is not factual. So you got to establish those two elements. It has to cause injury, which you said you believe you suffered. And that the person that was engaged in the slander failed to exercise a reasonable duty of care. Those are the elements.
Right.
You hit all those elements, I check those boxes, and I go, boom. Do you have proof that this was a $20,000 deal?
I do.
Show me.
That's it?
Yes.
Why don't you give me everything you want to give to the judge?
Okay.
And only 3 things I want to make sure I heard: your marital status,
That's it.
bed bugs and termites,
And missed funds of.
missed funds.
Yeah.
And did you take money from the church to accommodate your
I
lifestyle?
do get a stipend. The church allows me to live at their home, I don't pay any rent or any mortgage, but I do pay, my food, utilities, and any repairs that needs to be done around the house.
Coming up on America's Court.
So Sister Johnson comes up to me because she keeps telling me about this.
You ended up taping his conversations on the
Miss
radio.
Johnson, she brought the tape to me.
Do we have it loaded up?
It's all set, sir.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Pastor Marcus Dowling, who is suing Pastor Jeffrey Stiles for defamation of character.
Pastor Stiles, when you said that money's being mismanaged, what were you referring to?
I was referring to the flock paying the stipend.
You think he's the only church that the flock does that?
I'm not sure. I'm in Texas City.
Okay, but if you're not sure, then why go on the airways and make disparaging remarks? Wasn't there a conversation about some sort of recording?
Yeah, so Sister Johnson comes up to me because she keeps, telling me about this.
You ended up taping his conversations on the radio.
Miss Johnson, she brought the tape to me.
There's a tape of Pastor Stiles' conversations
Yes, I brought
on the
it
radio.
here to you for
Do we
you
have
to
it loaded up?
It's all set, sir.
Listen.
All praises go to God. Welcome to 88.1 FM. It's time to ask Pastor Jeff a question. Caller, what's your question?
Hey, Pastor Jeff, thank you for taking my call. Okay, Pastor Jeff, do you think that pastors should get paid by the church? Or do they just need to get a job and earn their own income?
First and foremost, the Bible says a lazy man is not a man of God. So your pastor should be earning a living wage outside of the church.
Okay.
And while we're talking about lazy pastors,
Talk about it.
a pastor cannot steer their flock in a church infested with bed bugs and termites, while the congregation pays for your worldly lifestyle. Please get your life in order.
All right, get your house in order. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you very much, caller.
Okay.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. This is America's Court with Judge Ross.
Anything else?
No, that's about
Based
it.
on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel has to come down in favor of the defendant. He never mentioned your name. In order for someone to establish that they were slandered, he would have had to have said, Pastor Marcus Dowling engaged in blah, 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 blah.
But
He could have been talking about some other pastor. You know that he, in all likelihood, was talking about you.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
But have you been able to establish the burden of those elements? You have not. And I don't know where people are in their spirituality, but I am a firm believer in karma. And I think anytime you put out something that's nasty, that's not uplifting, that's not inspiring, you're going to get that back. It's going to come back to you one way or the other.
Indeed.
Pastor, your matter is dismissed. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
To God be the glory, and the truth was revealed.
God is good.
Follow America's Court on Facebook and Twitter. This has been a production of Allen Media Group.